So now it's in.
No, it was you guys, let the professional do this. The music's still going. You're not meant to talk while the intro's going. It's right for this last bit. So, what do you reckon? It's good.
Oh, I love this music.
It's such good music.
Did you get this from the elevator?
You need your little thing out too.
Oh, thank you.
These are EMF
Okay,
protectors.
everyone, welcome to the Glasshouse Standing wrap up from the 2025-2026 event. Obviously we had the intro music playing. I don't think we got that quite right, but we'll work on that.
Elevator music.
Anyway, we thought we'd come in and share our thoughts on the event and how it went and some of the amazing results that happened over the weekend. We had records broken, quite a few.
Quite a few records
We had a few,
broken.
actually. There was 3, but we'll get to them later. From the race director's point of view, I was going to just talk about the actual setup and a big thank you to everyone. 195 started. There was a lot of cars and a lot of parking. Huge thanks to you, mate.
Thank you, Rob.
You were there. A lot of people will remember your face when they see this.
Well, that's
when
one
you're
of my
parking.
notes was that, everyone was so polite. Everyone was really, really nice pulling in. It was a real, and that sort of sets the vibe for the event. And
everyone's chirpy, everyone's ready to go.
yeah, because from many different parking at different events, I don't know, there was a really good, everyone was like, oh, the trees are gone, and everyone was just really relaxed. And you had a few people that were obviously a little bit late and a bit anxious for the first time, but everyone was super polite. Everyone was really happy, and that set the standard for a great
Do you
event.
reckon it was because the year was ending and they all knew it?
They could have been all just drunk or high either. I'm not sure, but
Probably.
everyone was really happy, so I'm just going to roll with that.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon the thing that I didn't sleep very well the night before, and I was out there from about 4:30 in the morning setting up on New Year's. I was very anxious with that amount of cars that because of the change of course and we had to move down Wild Horse Road.
Yeah.
The one thing that we all spoke about was having no cars as the runners were running out.
Yeah, and that's
on
what
the
I mean.
ride.
And everybody
because we needed
listened.
vision and we needed for people to be able to move off the road and
Yeah, and everyone listened and understood that. We had a few little bits where people were trying to park and unload, and it might have been more frustrating from the runner's side because they couldn't just drive in, turn around, and drop everything beside their site. But at least everyone listened and got their cars in, got moved really quickly, and the flow was really good. So I just want to thank everyone for that. I think that was really, really cool.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Can I lean into that as well? Because that's one of the things that I noticed. You know how you said it's set up for the whole event? Just, how polite everyone was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that people aren't polite, but it just really felt like there was a lot of young guys, a lot of young women, and they were all just really polite, and it was such a pleasure to be there and do that.
Yeah. It didn't really feel like I know it's competitive because they're competitive with themselves, but it felt more like everyone. I think we look at it from the side of it is about the raising money for the Glasshouse
you
Mountains.
can see we've all got our shirts on. We're all looking
I probably
very...
look the best in mine, to be honest. But
You
we
can't
just
see
want-
mine.
Well, we're
wanna be
looking all
honest
very
about that.
uniformed.
But that was the whole idea, and that's the whole, where the other events are, people are there to race, they're there to beat other people, and there's that little vibe around it, whereas this felt more, I don't know, everyone came together for that. That's what I felt from it. So.
yeah, it feels like a New Year's Eve party with a run involved.
Yeah, but I think that's the idea you had when you started this it was more of a party. It's more of it's an end of year running party. It's raising money. It's fun, and that's the vibe is really starting to come that way. And I think that's a credit to all the runners and all the team.
Yeah, well, can I just say in regards to raising money, I want to thank all the runners. So we raised 17,000.
Wow,
Plus,
big number.
I think Sogum. Thank you so much, Sogum, for coming out and feeding and singing songs and just keeping the vibe up. I think they raised through the store about 600,000.
600,000.
Wow. So we're off to Bali now for a couple of weeks. So we'll see you all later.
We've actually bought the mountain.
We bought the mountain.
That's actually how much
we own Queensland.
That's how much we need for the lawyers. So no. We're not going anywhere. No, $600. Sorry, not 600,000. $600. So we're really, really thankful to you runners. But you can keep donating Sogum now have a webpage, so you can go to www.soghm.org.au. And there's a Chuffed account there, and you can donate as well. So thank you, runners.
We'll put this in the comments, the link.
Yeah. Just really appreciate you, and for keeping this protection of Glasshouse going.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing with the event you alluded to. What we wanted to do is highlight how beautiful this area is.
Oh gosh, it should be protected,
and it needs to be protected. They're heritage listed, these mountains, and
and you guys,
and they're not really being followed through in the way they should be.
No,
so,
and we need those green spaces. You guys run around them all the time. I mean, we have 3 events in Glasshouse.
Yeah.
3 events in Glasshouse. We have people from all over come and run in what's meant to be a green space and meant to be a space for people to come and relax and rejuvenate, and these mountains are really, they charge people up and they're just being totally disrespected. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate you so much.
Exactly. One of the other things too, I just wanted to thank all the runners for is the safety vests. Sometimes it's hard to get people to put them on. We had the conditions where we were on that road. It is very dark out there at night. I was scared for a lot with my being scared of the dark thing going on. But everyone wore a vest. Everyone was really good about that. There was no, you didn't have to sort of ask anyone to do anything.
No.
And people were really proactive in looking after themselves and being out there. And, with that change of course, it was really important for us to be able to get that through, and everyone did it. I know
they listened to it.
Can I talk about scared of the dark? Some eerie stories. Someone told me about they were feeling these hot pockets, cold pockets.
Oh yeah.
Like all these energy pockets, and that gets shared a lot around about Glasshouse. Like there's some real mysterious things that go on out there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a lot of people were saying they were running through an oven in certain parts, and I think that was like the forest canopy. And I think anyone who ran the course, there was a lot of people who never ran Glasshouse before, but if you ran the course last year or the year before, it was like literally running into an oven because the canopy of the forest would hold it in there. And some people will probably remember the Blair Witch section where you went in and it was all the wooey stuff on the trees.
Did you hear about that?
Do you remember? Yeah,
that people were out there making movies.
A horror movie.
Yeah, someone was telling me they were out there training and there was people filming. I don't know if they're professional amateurs or or doing ritualistic things on camera.
Maybe OnlyFans, maybe
could be on the dark web.
My gosh. But this is the thing, we're sorry, I know we're talking a lot about Glasshouse, but so many movies, shows, series, like Bluey's school is basically, when you look at Bluey's school on the cartoon, it's right where the quarry is.
Really?
Yes, it's between the mother and son. So these mountains are used for so much.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows you where we're at in society, like where we just use and abuse nature. And it's like, this really has to shift and change. So,
Which ties into my other point, the camaraderie. You mentioned it too. The camaraderie out there, watching how people were supporting each other, getting in behind each other. I'm sure people made new friends over the night. I've seen a video from Antonia. Her video is
that was
really
so
cool.
funny. I love it. Are we on the 6th loop? The 7th loop?
Yeah.
No, the 6th loop? No, maybe it's the 5th loop. Fuck!
It was really good.
It's one thing. It's one thing I noticed at the end because I was sort of standing in the corral with the camera, and every lap you'd see, and it's one thing that I noticed from running the backyard. Every lap you kind of find someone new. It breaks up because it can get very boring. You hear that from a lot of people. It's very boring, especially in out and back loop. People get sort of, if they find someone different to talk to in each loop, and you'd see them at the end, they're coming in and it's like shaking hands or a fist bump,
a good yarn,
and they'll have a good yarn, but they might not do that. They might just go with someone different on the next loop. So I've definitely seen a lot of that coming in, and that's really cool.
Can I ask a question? Did you get any feedback? Did they like because I seen in that video the out and back where they were seeing each other?
Yeah, that drives me nuts. I'll be honest, when I run like that, and it's because if you're a slower runner, where I'm usually sort of in the middle, like you start seeing people coming back, and that really plays with your head. I think I spoke about that in the last podcast, and that's something that you got to deal with mentally and figure out. But like you think, because with a backyard, I don't know. I give myself like little points where I need to be there at a certain time. If you're not there at a certain time, then you start going, oh, I'm not there. I'm going to be late. I'm not going to make it back. And especially when you see the faster runners, like we had our superstar Michael, who was running very fast.
Oh
last night.
my gosh.
So, like, when you-
Michael, was he English or?
He was, English Irish. So when you
Yeah,
see
yeah.
people like him coming back really
and his
quickly,
lovely family.
yeah, and like I think that sort of plays the mind. So to answer your question, I think a lot of people would have found it different and difficult, especially at night. The other thing is at night, all you see is torches and high vis vests.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's very hard to get
You don't know who
distance,
it is. Yeah.
distance perception. Like
Yeah.
you don't know if something's close or miles
Yeah.
away or
And you've got no idea who it is, and someone will just run, and it could be like someone that you ran with on that last lap, and they just gone past you, but it's just a high vis vest and a head torch.
I tell you what I observe, and this is what I'm really going to take into this court case, and well, like I've got it from Brett, is the endurance of the mind. So I can hear what you're saying,
Yeah.
but you always get there.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
overcome it. It's
Yeah.
the mind that's doing these tricks on us.
100% it's the mind
Yeah.
that plays the tricks. They're,
Yeah.
they're the one that give you this perception, this idea that, oh, you're going to fail or you this, that,
Yeah.
and the other. It's really getting past that
Yeah.
and believing it. So that's something that's really cool that you're going to take that into court. with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, because if you go in beaten, it's,
No.
yeah.
I was feeling beaten this morning until I seen vanilla pudding.
And he brought the coffee, and it's written on a decaf, but it's really not. It's got six
no,
shots in
don't.
there.
recap.
It's recaf.
Okay, let's keep going on the
I
results.
think we should get to the race.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's talk about the thing that we were there for. The
Correct,
event.
correct.
So my timeline's a bit warped because I was so exhausted. I think I had about maybe I'm going to say an hour's lot of sleep in 2 days.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it feels like you kind of. I mean, I don't remember this because I haven't drunk for about 30 years.
I was going to say, you would have been really good going to
felt like
raves
I-
and stuff. You
felt
could
like,
stay
I
awake
felt like
for
I was
days.
drunk actually.
Yeah,
I
you're
think-
really towards at the end when we're doing the presentation. I thought, what's he saying?
Yeah, I
he's
couldn't-
just
Yeah,
mumbling.
I logged in to listen to.
I struggle with communication at the best of times, but that was just.
It sounded delirious.
Okay, let's go. I reckon the first 4 loops, we had maybe a few that DNF'd early. Some had niggly
42,
injuries.
42 in the first 4 laps.
Well, you'll be able to tell me this. When did the rain hit? I think it was by about loop 3.
Let's not call it
So-
rain. Let's call it a tsunami. Freaking.
Flood, when the flood hit.
The flood hit really at the beginning of loop 4. So it
Loop
was-
4.
yeah.
So with loop 4,
When they went out, when they got back in, they were in torrential rain. Then going out wasn't too bad. It was like, oh, we were getting light little sprinkles of rain. Going, oh, this will be lovely. This will be really, really nice. It was all come by, and then oh fuck.
Oh, then it all broke loose.
Mm.
And you know, the tip was 1 to 5 mil. And I was like, okay, did that mean in the first 6 seconds?
I remember some guys, there was about 3 guys, I don't know if it was on the 4th loop. They've come in nice and fresh, hunky dory, go back to their friggin' tent, it's totally collapsed.
Yeah, there would have been about 3 or 4.
And they've come back and go, we're out. And we're like, oh, why? And our tent's collapsed. We're done. And I'm just like, that would really put it on you too. Like when stuff like that happens, it's like,
I think again
how do you continue?
that's a backyard. That's the difference a backyard brings to where a normal point-to-point event doesn't. Because in point-to-point, you come in, you meet your crew on a checkpoint,
And then
it's
you
in,
can-
get your stuff, go.
Yeah.
Whereas a backyard, you've got runners running the opposite way on that out and back loop. You come back and your tent is down. These are things that like
You
you
gotta
don't account for, because them boys were probably well able to run another 4 laps.
Oh, they looked like they could.
Oh, they
yeah.
were, they were
But
good.
then the tent just went bang, switched
Yeah.
it off for him.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I find that part of a backyard very interesting, whereas the dynamic can shift so quickly. And then that's something that I really want to talk about was the cruise. So we'll keep going with what you're saying with the
So the when that rain hit and we tipped for 1 to 6 mil, we could see it on the bomb that oh no, there's this storm coming. The first one sort of split, and that's sometimes happens in the glass house. And then next minute, the next one came and dumped. And from what we can work out, was either between 2 and 3 inches of rain.
oh easily.
We had sinkholes in our tent.
We had a
Yeah,
sinkhole in
yeah.
our tent, and then like it took me days to wash all the stuff, but it flooded through our tent.
Yeah.
Gav's scrambling trying to, because we've got a
Pick
lot of
up
generators on.
power points and-
he's got power. He's such a good roadie.
yeah,
And,
he's the best.
Do you know Kristen, was running, Chris Sean's sister?
Yeah.
She actually pulled out so she could keep Sean's tent alive like getting, because it was
Yeah,
basically
right.
going to sing. So she pulled out of the race so she could look after her brother's tent.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the tents was that collapse that they had to borrow J-Max angle grinder on the New Year's Day in the afternoon, so that because it had collapsed so much, he couldn't fold it down
was
anymore.
probably those
So he was
fellas.
there cutting his tent up to take it to the tip.
Oh, no.
I mean, you know, that amount of water, and if the tent gets those puddles in it, it just weighs them down.
So
and
we're
snaps
kind of
them.
giving you an idea of what these runners
went through.
ankle deep. Some of the people were saying
Yeah.
in certain sections was ankle deep water that they were running through. So that's another thing. You get wet feet, like all these things. They really affect your running and how you're going to go about things. And again, they play on the mind. They go straight away, oh, just quit. And to see so many runners,
smiling.
yeah, and coming in with wet feet, like
Yeah.
I hate running with wet feet. It's one thing that really gets to me. And there's a couple of people that I was helping and looking after, and they come in nearly every loop. They were changing socks, and it made no difference. They were putting their fresh socks back into like
Wet.
soaking wet shoes,
Yeah.
but they were just going back out again,
Yeah.
and that's what I mean. The vibe was high. People were happy, and they just really wanted to keep going, and that's such a strong mindset in runners to see that happen. Really
Yeah,
cool.
I think a lot of people were just trying to get to that running for 2 years, and a lot did.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
have been well over 100 because we were there handing out the
Easily
buffs.
over 100, about 130, 140. what it
Yeah,
went
so a
through.
lot got through, and it
Wow,
was
that's
pretty
amazing.
amazing to see that.
Yeah,
And that sort of continued on for a bit, and then you hit, you know, the day.
the day.
Oh, then
The
it
da-
got so
and then I mean,
hot.
it must have been like instantly hot. It felt like a jump from like
Oh, we
maybe
had-
20 to 30.
We
Well, it
had,
did.
we had a
Instant.
bit of a cool period.
Yeah.
And then it just like,
Baked them.
baked.
So I think one lap, the temperature rose
Yeah,
nearly
what?
22 degrees or something in one lap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
could feel that. That's when we got the bucket of ice and
Yeah,
ice water
yeah.
out and tried to help cool people. But
Yeah.
you could see it slowly taking its toll. And, you know, the top 10 went for quite a bit. I think we might have had 8 or 10 that hit 100 mile. There was quite a few that hit the 100K at 9 in the morning
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How
and gave
many-
it the flick.
Do you want to call out those names that hit the 100 and then
Oh,
the 100 mile?
there's too many.
There was quite a lot. While you look,
Oh, I suppose no. We sort of got, probably maybe 25. I'd say hit 100K.
Oh,
Call
that's
them out. Go for it.
amazing.
Oh, okay. We'll start
Well,
at
like, can
Damien Stuckey, Jason
Yes.
Wolf, Zach Smith, Sophie
I think Damien's...
Hoare, Zane Lidham, Vilta Gronham, Nathan McWilliams, Hamish Abrahams, James Chady, Joe Pullman, Damien Creek, Michael Woodcocks, Aaron Ashton, Kieran McGovern, Amanda Wheatley, Tom Seaton, Ryan O'Connor, Sean Pollock, Seth Bright, Kira Perrin, Jared Croxford, Sean Lyons, Nathan Stadzinski, and Eliza Brewer. And
So
then
that's the 100K.
that's the ones that did 100K,
So-
and they might have done more as well.
Yeah,
did the budgie
Dame-
smugglers make 100K?
No, he pulled out in the middle when it was raining. Damien...
Did he get chafe?
I didn't ask him. I
We
just
could have checked on
kept
it.
my
Tell ya.
eyes on his face. No, Damien Stuckey, I think that's his name.
Damon Stuckey, yeah.
Damon
yeah.
Stuckey. He was part of the army crew.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And I think he was the redhead, and he was
No,
looking.
no, he's not redhead. So that's Damon's. That's the guy I called out in the first podcast. I know his dad. Damon, yeah.
Or maybe he's not part of the army guy.
I don't
Well,
think
the
he is.
army crew that you know, with the one with the redhead, they all came in. They were looking good at the 100K, but I think their goal was to do a 100K.
Yeah.
And we were really trying to push them to go on. Like, come on, guys, you can go on. And they balked us. They all started and then turned around and came back in.
His name was Damien.
Damien. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Damien.
Because we were talking to the parents of one of the army guys. Heaps of army guys.
Yeah, and the same last year. A lot of them came.
They definitely sat there and had a group discussion.
Yeah, they're being cheeky.
Yeah, they're like, nah, we're not going. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
cool.
pretty
They
good,
had-
and that's
they
the
had-
longest they'd ever done.
They hadn't trained,
Yeah.
but they're all
they were in the army.
they were
I think
infantry.
Infantry, yeah. So
Yeah.
they train every day.
Yeah, they train every day.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you know,
The tough men.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
100K.
Yeah,
100
it's-
mile,
um,
160K.
I just want to quickly before we go to the guys that did the 100 mile. I just want to mention Eliza Brewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she looked as fresh as a daisy.
Army again, yeah.
Yeah, she looked as fresh as a daisy, but she said something really important. I was talking to her later on. She sorted herself out, and I said, "You look as fresh as a daisy." And she sat there and watched the winners and all that on the top of a bloody roof of a car.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, "Well, why didn't you keep going?" And she said, "Well, my feet were kind of wet and cooked, and they'd had enough." And she said, "I really want to be able to run tomorrow."
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to have any recovery. And she said, "I was getting to that point where I think I was going to cause some damage." And I thought, what a great mindset to
very
realise
clever.
that she loves running.
Yeah.
It's part of her daily routine. And instead of blowing herself up deluxe,
It's
to
very
be able to-
different to some of the other experiences we had in that race. We won't mention them.
yeah, where people will push and push and push
Yeah.
And
to the point
damage
of
them.
injury and damage themselves. Sean Lyons was another great one. Last year's winner and previous
yeah.
record holder and assist first
And assist
year.
for Ryan, yeah.
He pulled it at 20 loops and he just said to me, something's not right with my hip.
Yeah.
And he knew that it was over. And I thought,
I think
it's
that's
really
experience. That's experience in
Yeah.
runners. And like that, that's
And
why
knowing your body,
Yeah.
feeling your body. I notice a lot of runners not a lot. I've noticed they don't feel their body.
yeah.
And it's like feeling your body saying no.
Yeah, and that's it. Like I say, that's a lot of experience. Eliza is a very experienced runner, and so is Sean. Like, and they know they're in tune, they're listening, and,
Yeah.
they're not gonna. And we did have a lot of new people who want to push, and I think that's where backyards can be dangerous too, because people they can keep going. You know, they can just keep on pushing each lap. So it can be a bit of a tricky one. I agree with that there, yeah. But that's experience from them too.
But the good news was there was only two smallest incidents for us for first aid. One was a graze on the knee.
Yeah.
And the second one was a fella that was a bit lightheaded.
Yeah.
I think he might have done 100 Ks as well because I remember it being in the morning.
Yeah.
After 15 minutes, you
Yeah.
know, you just check for all the things,
Yeah.
make sure it's not rubbed out, and he was good to go. So that was, yeah, really, really, really good. The other thing that I did notice, I walked past a couple of the tents, and there was a lot of new people out there. So we had 137 that hadn't started before, and you know, a lot of them had their gear out on the thing. And I did notice in one of the tents that bloody ibuprofen, and it really,
I heard some
There's-
people talking about
yeah,
ibuprofen.
like taking ibuprofen, and it really worries the
dangerous.
crap out of me. You know,
It's not
Really?
You're not a
if
doctor, but what you've heard through first aid and
Yeah,
through
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
experience.
it can damage your kidneys, and they're
100%.
already under stress. So,
Yeah.
you know, do some reading. If there's anything you take away from this gibberish that's going on here this morning or this evening, do a bit of your own
I think
research
people need to-
into ibuprofen. You know, because one of the things that I've learned over time is I don't take any of that shit when I run, and in my view, I'm one of the best.
No,
You are.
Um,
no,
so-
Charles, if you've
Do you
got,
know who he thinks he is?
No, if you've got pain, if he has pain, he has a homeopath. What's it called?
I don't even know what I have.
We have it's a homeopath thing, and it actually really works.
Well, the one thing,
we won't give too many secrets away.
no, the one thing that I did realise early on is that if you're in these events and you've got some sort of pain, you don't want to be masking that stuff.
No.
It's a message to
Yeah,
tell you
it's-
something's
it's
not
there,
right.
yeah.
So you might want to mask it, but with this kind of stuff that can cause other problems down the track, and you know, it's one of the things I learned early was about ibuprofen. But just have a look yourself. I'm no doctor. There's research on what this can do to your kidneys and stuff like that. And you know, when you're starting to go into these longer distances, you need to be aware of all this stuff.
All right, so
okay,
we're
let's
gonna-
go to the 100
mile,
100
yeah.
miler guys. Okay, so I think we had 8 of those, and we did. We'll start at so three of those DNF'd at the 100 mile once they completed. Nicole Duvek Smith, who
Oh, go
finished
Nicole.
third last year.
Yeah.
Holly Shield,
Oh,
and
Holly.
geez, did she battle it out to get to there? She was
Yeah.
a legend.
Yeah, she was saying that it was her feet. So same kind of thing.
And I
like
think that's
the
coming back
wet.
to the rain early on.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you pay for it in the end.
Yeah,
But the women, they're just so like they're
Oh,
she's
resilient.
tough.
Yeah.
She's
I've seen
tough.
her at the Dead Cow Gully, and she
Yeah.
was there. Like, yeah, she's a tough runner. Dan Beamish. Now,
Oh, Dan.
so he was a champion. Very quietly.
Where's he? Have you seen him before? I've never.
Yeah, I've seen him run in a couple of different races. He he was very interesting for me because he'd come in, and some people love the camera and want to have a chat, and some people just don't. He would just come in. He'd give you the time of day, but
Yeah.
what blew me away about him was no crew.
Yeah, he did it himself. Yeah.
Just
wow.
no crew, just him in his tent.
Yeah.
And like I went over and had a quick look at his little setup, and it was just everything that he, like, again, it's his experience because he's done quite a few events. He had everything to a T of what he needed.
Yeah, right.
And it was just come in, sit down, eat that, drink this, back out. It was
Because
just
there was
methodical.
times earlier in the race, like maybe that I thought he looked a bit rough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But no, he
just
knew
kept
what he was
pushing.
doing. Yeah, he done very, very well.
Yeah, I think he could have gone back out. I think he'd had got enough at 100 mile. He also won the raffle, and in that raffle, which was put together by the guys at Sogum,
Yeah.
he also won a entry into the Blackall 100. So better get training, Dan. Then we go on to 25 loops. Peter Jones. Now he was interesting. He was the one where his daughter turned up.
Yeah.
And he raced, I don't know when it was, mate. I'm
done
going
a
to say
fast
Luke,
lap,
man,
yeah.
he did about a 40-minute lap because he wanted to spend that little bit more time with his daughter before
I think
she
he
had
actually
to
done
go.
a quicker than 40-minute lap because, I recall when he came in, he had a little bit of an interview and he just smashed that lap out. And then his daughter stayed for the next lap.
I did ask him whether, but he just
What
looked
we
like
do
he'd
for
had
our
enough.
kids, hey?
Yeah.
He,
So
he
good.
looked like he'd had enough. So
Interesting runner. He's done 30 laps before, 31 laps before.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of points to make, and Tammy Wickham made a great one. Then we go to Nick Freeman. He made it to 26 loops. He finished in third. So then we were just left with Tammy Wickham, who we kind of felt was one of the favourites.
I really felt it
previous.
was the girls' year this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you look at it, that really was as well. Anyway,
Yeah.
this event does that.
Yeah.
But you had
But we had the secret entry of
the secret entry of, excuse me, of Paddy.
yeah.
But good old Paddy, I can't do my Irish voice, but good old Paddy, I tell you what, he looked composed.
Yeah.
When he started to pop out, I didn't see him like in the middle because,
Yeah.
there were so many people. And then he started to pop out and I'm like, wow, this guy looks composed.
Yeah, he was, and again, he was on his own early on for a good while, because it was one of his mates came, I think, on the second day, so he done
Yeah.
a lot of it on his own. And I was sort of interviewing him, I was watching the same as you. I was like, hold on, this guy doesn't look at all stressed. And then I said,
Yeah.
oh, where are you from? And he was like, Darwin. I said, oh, we talk about the heat with him. And then I kept
He
watching
reckoned
him.
it wasn't that hot.
Yeah, it was different heat for him, but I kept watching him. And then I started really watching, and I was like, holy hell, this guy knows exactly what he's doing. And then I seen the T-shirt, and then it all started to click. I was like, okay.
He's trained by.
Well, he's a Sam Harvey
Yeah.
runner. He's a Cloudlander runner. Not saying, but Sam has some sort of secret sauce. I don't care what anyone says. He has some sort of secret sauce that he's dishing out to his runners. Everything's done online with Sam. From New
Secret
Zealand.
sauce. I like
He
it.
does. He has something going on because a couple of his other runners have done very well at different races. And he was actually talking to him, to Sam,
yeah.
which is really cool,
because he was telling him to slow down.
there's a lot of trainers out there that like I've got different views on Sam. I like Sam as a runner. He's he definitely knows what he's doing, and he's got the knowledge. But he was given time to Pat throughout the race on New Year's, all the way over New Zealand and cluing in with him. So that's really, really cool. And I think Pat said to me that it was only 12 months ago or something he started training.
Yeah. I think
Like
he's done.
he's not done much running.
No, he hasn't done backyards, but he's done a few 100Ks, ex-army again,
Yeah.
and going in the police force.
Yeah.
But he did say one of the things that he felt was really great for him, he nearly every lap from the beginning, almost from the beginning, I dare say it wasn't from the beginning, but he could sleep.
Yeah.
He just took those moments of just resting.
And you watch Sam Harvey as a runner, he's very similar. He's dialed in. Like his running is so dialed in. He's such that's the way he does things. It's methodical. It's come in. The one thing I asked, I said, what is it, something that Sam's saying to you that's making a difference? And I love this because I've never heard it before, but it really, just as soon as he said it, I walked away going, wow, that's really interesting.
Oh, what was it?
Forget the last lap.
Love, yeah.
Yeah, whether it was good or bad.
Yeah.
Forget it and move on
Yes,
to the
I
next
do.
one.
It's
What
presence.
What a super piece
Yeah,
of
yeah.
advice. I think there's the secret sauce. So you don't have to pay Sam for nothing now. You've learned it all. That's it. Just forget the last lap and just
There's
keep
the
going.
secret
There's
sauce.
the secret sauce. But no, that was a very interesting statement that he made, and he done very well. So
So
congratulations.
congratulations, Paddy, and it was really, really lovely to meet you. Really nice guy.
Yeah, well, what a very humble, very
Yeah.
down to earth, and always had time to have a little chat. And there was no bullshit about him. He was
No.
just a
Lovely
decent
bloke.
skin, a decent guy.
Will we talk more a
Hang-
little bit more about Tammy? Were you saying?
Yeah, so Tammy,
said-
so they went another couple of loops from the 26.
Yeah.
Tammy still looked pretty good. I don't know if she was getting any sleep, and she did make this point. And I've always known this was not a problem. It's the thing about doing glasshouse standing.
I know where you're going with this.
They went out on loop 28, and I don't know what Tammy said to Pat, but as soon as they took off for the loop, she gave Pat a hug and turned back, and then Pat just did what he did for 29 loops.
Yeah.
He broke the record. So Tammy stayed there as long as she could to help him break that. So we have a new course record of 29 loops.
But what did she say?
She said that it's really difficult when you start at 5 p.m.
Oh, yes.
on the night because, and I've always said this, you lose the day because you're awake anyway, where
Yeah.
you could have racked up loops.
Yeah.
So
a lot of runners actually said that.
so it's probably going to be one of those events where it's always
Unless
going to
they-
be tricky.
Unless they start training for it. That's why the army guys do so well, because they're sleep deprived all
Yeah.
the time.
Well, I think what we're talking about is when we go into night 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because you've lost the day. you know,
but
and-
couldn't you train for it?
well, it's the second night of sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it
I've
hits you a lot
experienced
quicker,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've been awake for a day and a half already. So you've somehow really got to, even
Yeah.
though you're at 30 loops, you've got to be able to somehow.
Pull yourself
Yeah,
out.
well, that's actually about
Something
25.
for me with Tammy, because I really thought it's a time. This is one of the girls that's going to take it this year, and then Narchi pulled in, and she was crewing Tammy.
Yep.
And Sarah from Toowoomba as well. Like Sarah's, she had this crew around her of knowledge that was just, and this is why I want to go with this. Pat was on his own. He had Sam in New Zealand in his ear, and he had his little setup, and he was going for his first backyard as well for Pat, the first one ever. Tammy, very experienced. Narchi was there. Sarah was there, who are I've got wealth of knowledge. And I went into the tent at one stage and said, "Do you mind if I have a quick look around? I put this on the live so people could see it." But there was it was just a page of every lap. And I always say this to people when they ask me about doing one. I say, give yourself 3 items to do when you come in, whether it be change socks, fill your bottles, eat something. And usually you always achieve 2 of those things when you come in. But that's how they had, it was set out each lap. So as Narchi said, anyone can walk in here and go, this is what Tammy needs on the next lap, because it was just sitting there. So Tammy just comes in, sits down.
Wow.
But the difference between the both of them, but yet they both went that far.
Did Pat have a strict, do you know?
Don't-
You got to see it.
Only to rest. I think that was the
To
big
rest
thing.
and eat, and then the rest was coming in
The-
his little earpiece from
Yeah.
Sam.
And what would I notice? What would happen is his crew would move away probably 10 meters.
Pat.
Yeah, so they'd be there when he first come in.
This was on this. Yeah, he only had the 1 guy or 2 guys there on the second day.
Yeah,
What, they
but
would
no,
move away?
towards the night,
Oh,
there
okay,
was a
yeah.
few more of them.
Yeah,
And so they would do what they need to do for the couple of minutes, and then they would move away, and he would sleep or rest.
Right. Yeah. More of the secret sauce.
Yeah, so
Well, the other thing too, Phil Gorse said to me at Dead Cow Gully is he doesn't put any pressure on himself to sleep,
Yeah,
because I think that can cause an anxiety about I have
yeah.
to sleep, I have to sleep. I have to.
Yeah.
So it appeared to
Is
me
it
Pat
sleep
told-
or is it just more of a rest?
rest. I think
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think that Pat was falling asleep. He said that, so he
know.
looked like he could have kept going. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes with this. Only 24.
Yeah,
Is he
So
only 24?
big,
Only
big
24.
future. If he stays with it, big future in the sport.
yeah, so he was amazing, really.
Yeah.
And I think to Tammy, I agree with her that it is harder when you start at 5 p.m. And I would say her 28 loops is equivalent to at least probably 36 or probably,
yes.
Do you
probably
think?
38. But you know what I mean? Like in the scheme of what
Yeah.
she did. Because you would have been awake for that time just doing loops anyway. So
Do you
who
think
knows?
that there's something that I thought you were going to touch on there, which I want to ask is I know Tammy talking to her crew. I think it was 35 or 36 loops was her aim.
Yeah.
36, yeah.
Do you think when people say, I'm going to do 20 loops and then they get there, no matter how strong they feel, that's it?
Oh yeah, if you put a cap on it,
Yeah.
I think it's hard to push through that. Because
Yeah.
I know the first one I did, I said to Megan, I got to 30.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm cooked, I'm done. And she's like, no, you're in good shape, you're good shape. And I remember just going, like that. And I went out for one more loop. And
Was
it came
it
back.
that, or were you abusing me?
No,
Probably.
no, I've got beyond that now. So I did that, and we went out to did 31, and again you said, "Are you sure you want to
Just
stop?"
keep going.
And I
keep
just said,
going.
"I'm cooked. I'm
That's
done."
one of the
and we
things
went
that-
and we finished and went down the pub and had dinner.
Yeah,
And-
you
but
did.
but I had an idea in my mind. I want to do 200 kilometers, which is 30.
And
loops.
that's it. You've put that.
And once you do that, it's hard. So I think you've got to, if you want to try to see how far you can go, and then you've got to use what you just said. Sam was saying to Pat.
Yeah. Forget
Forget
that.
the last loop
It
and see how you
depends.
go.
I suppose people have got different goals.
Correct.
Like I know there was one guy that came in, Aaron, I think his name is. He did the 100K. He looked really, really good. And he came in quite early. And I said, why don't you just go and sit and rest and just don't make your decision yet? But he already had it in his mind that he was like 100K was his thing.
Yeah, done.
You know,
So-
and it's the other thing that nobody talks about. Like, but for me, 100K
It's so huge.
on the clock,
Yeah.
like, it's different. It's like we can go out and run 100K. You can take your time. You can do whatever time you want to do it. But to do 100K in a backyard,
Yeah.
it's overlooked a lot. Even 50K in a backyard, it's
Yeah.
overlooked that people are doing that. But the clock is
You
chasing
got a
them.
certain time, yeah.
Like, it's not like you can go out, like lots of people can, and I'm not underestimating or saying anything about people who just do 50K and take, as many hours as they want to do it. It's still a huge achievement to run it, walk it, hike it, whatever it is. But to run it in a backyard with the clock chasing you, the rain pissing down, to
Yeah.
do 100Ks.
And then the heat, yep.
And the heat, these guys, I don't care what anyone says, are phenomenal
Yeah, they
athletes.
are.
They're amateur athletes. I don't know. I can't even put the name amateur in front of. They're incredible athletes that
Yeah.
do that.
And I think you're right too, because it sounds really small when you say, I did 8 loops.
Yeah, it's massive.
Oh, sorry, I did 15 or a 24. These numbers sound small.
But they're massive achievements.
Yeah.
All right, so how about
All right,
we've
so
got
we-
some records.
Hang on, we'll just say congratulations to Paddy.
Paddy
Yeah,
and Tammy.
29
And
loops.
Tammy.
Yeah, with the assist at 28. Paddy with a 29. And
That's the
Paul's
record.
So we're only 6.7 kilometres away from hitting the 200K mark at
Yes.
the
Let's
backyard.
do
So
that next year.
Before
or
we
this
run
year.
on to that, there's one other thing I want to say. As much as all the runners done well and everyone, the crews.
Yeah.
It is a team sport, and the crews that I seen there just incredible, giving up their New Year's Eve for their runners, for their families, for their friends. None of the runners would have got any of the distances without their crews. We
Yeah.
had people that come in from that poor lady come over here from a month in Australia. Her husband's brought her over from the UK, promising
I
her
did meet
promising her beaches and
Ollie,
everything.
Ollie.
Ollie and Leah, I think, promising her beaches and sunshine. And then here we go, let's go into the forest and run in the rain. But and then I think Michael's wife was walking around with kids everywhere, and but all the crews give up their time,
Yeah.
and
And they
that's
did
a
really
hats
well.
off to them.
Yes.
That's an amazing achievement for them too. So well done.
Ollie had a real following, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was
Huge.
super,
Huge.
super huge on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or our
Yeah.
super huge anyway.
His dad was like on there, and so cool.
what do you reckon he had 15 followers?
Oh,
that's
I don't know.
huge. That's huge. That's huge.
Anyway,
for us. That's more
influencer
than-
stuff.
That's
So
more
we've
than
got-
I probably watched this.
We've got 2 records.
Yeah, so let's go to these
Three
records.
records.
3 records.
Oh,
so
three, have we?
Paddy, 29.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry,
So
Paddy.
the event, I'm calling it an event record.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately the course has changed 3 times.
Yeah, so
So,
an
we'll
event.
see how we go next
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Over to you, Megan. I think let's read these ones
Oh,
out.
so I'll read one out, and then I think it's appropriate for Vanilla Pudding to read the other. So we've got the Aussie record. We've got Emily Evans. She has been every year for the last 3 years. She's got the 13-year-old female record this year for 7 yards.
And the previous record was 1.
And the previous record was 1.
Wow.
So Emily and your beautiful mum,
Yeah,
Teresa,
yeah.
thank you so much for coming. And they also have a backyard ultra. I'll just give it a shout out. It's
Gills
Gills
Gallivant.
Gallivant.
Gills Gallivant. Get out there and gallivant around.
Yeah.
So congratulations,
April.
Emily. And what a great way you are setting up your life. And just want to give you a big Thumbs up.
And
huge.
also a very polite young lady.
Yeah.
It's just a pleasure to have around the event.
Yeah,
So
very-
thanks, Emily, for
yeah.
coming
Thanks,
in. Thanks for
Emily.
breaking a record.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we had a young kid called Elliot Cassidy. I heard his father is really good looking. Very famous dad as well.
His name wouldn't be Vanilla Pudding, would it?
It would actually, yeah. It's me. Elliot, yeah. So going back to Teresa and Emily and Elliot, so the three of them broke records together.
Yeah.
So I couldn't run this year, and watching him go out, and I knew that he'd done 4. In training, he's done 5, but that's different in training. So he went out with the intention of breaking his record from last year.
Which was 4, wasn't it?
Which was 4, but Emily held the record for 12-year-olds. So I think it's 12, 13, and now 14-year-old
11,
record.
12, and 13.
11, 12, and 13. So, and Elliot's ran with them before.
Yeah.
So, he was out there running, and his 5th loop was, for me, it just,
That was when it was pissing down rain. wasn't
pissing down rain, and Teresa, he's a good, he runs with Teresa and Emily at these events, and he gets on really well with them, and he was like, where's the guys from Gills, and I was looking at him in the corral, and I'm at the back of the corral because we had a few people that were in nearly getting in time, and he's standing there and he's going, where's Teresa, but he couldn't see her, she was only a couple of feet in front of him, and then as he went to run off, I went, he's got no headlamp on.
it? That's right, I do remember.
And then another friend was standing beside me, and they had one. They were like, "Here," but I can't hand him anything. He's in the corral. He's done. And I just had to watch him. That was heart wrenching.
I know.
And as he ran out, I was like,
Holy
My
crap.
friend turned to me and said, "What's going to happen?" I said, "Well, he's got 2 choices. He
Run
either
with someone.
runs with someone, or he's going to go up there 100 yards and turn around." And he didn't. He found Teresa. Teresa gave him a little torch. I think that she had a spare torch. They ran the loop together. He used her torch, like their headlamps, and sort of got in between them and just sort of ran with them and didn't give up. And he was like, it was running through water, and he was really struggling to finish that loop.
Yeah.
But he did it, and then come in with them. So they broke records together, and he took he's now the 12-year-old Australian record holder at 5 loops.
5 loops, and the previous record was 4. So
That is so,
yeah.
look,
So you get some
just-
amazing
yeah.
moments.
Yeah,
like-
it's so good.
and
So
he's
now,
such credit to you, mate. Like, he's such a very polite, which is weird coming from you, but he's a very polite, very lovely natured, very light person.
and he loves the Glasshouse Mountains
All
as
right,
well.
can I just finish it up? I'm getting a little bit teary just thinking about it because, the records, but I just really want to give a shout out to Brett, and I suppose being his wife, because we also had a girl turn up, Hannah Mulholland, who we used to coach when she was from the age
this was
of,
so good.
10 or
Probably 8. We were track and field coaches.
She ended up being going into the Australian under-13 athletics team for hurdles.
She represented Queensland.
Oh, represented Queensland.
She represented
Sorry.
Queensland.
Anyway,
LAs.
when you were talking about Elliot and Emily and just Hannah came in, it's like, Brett, you've always opened these spaces up for people to better themselves and to just test their limits, and it starts with kids from a very young age. And we've had this many times. We've had a kid we taught 100 we trained in 100 meters. This is when Dean Carnassus was out, and he came up to us and said hello at Blackall. He was doing the 100K, and we're like, mate, we couldn't even get you to run friggin' 200 meters at training, and now you're doing 100K. So I just want to say, Brett, you're a fucking legend.
You are, Brett.
You are, and your positivity and the spaces that you open up for people are inspiring. So
thank you.
Yeah, 100%. I back that. The event doesn't go on without you, and it's not just that. There's also all the stuff he does in the background that everybody doesn't get to see, and to have you all there, it all comes down. It all comes back down.
he's
to
got
you.
a
So,
passion.
man.
He's doing his passion, which is so amazing.
But that's exactly what it is, and he makes it look like he's having fun, and he is having fun, but it's just because it's coming from a place of love. So good on you, mate.
Thank you. That's
Very
a
proud
really
to be your
lovely
mate.
thing to
Yeah.
say. Thanks.
all right, let's wind it up. We were
Okay,
meant to be
so,
doing 20 minutes. How long have we done?
I don't know, probably 40. That's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
We've enjoyed talking about it. It's been a nice conversation.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to tell you when the next race will be. New Year's Eve next year. I'm assuming that's a Thursday. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Let's see how far we can go. Again, that'll be only open to 200 spots. We had 195, so about 5 didn't
Yeah.
show.
Big
And
shout
let's-
out to all the Run Queensland crew that were out there as well. Simo
Yeah,
was out there.
Simo and
Yeah,
Gavin and Adele are
And
just
Adele, yeah,
legends. They
amazing.
volunteer their time. Simo running it, just seeing him run across it with a big smile on his face.
And
it was
Jamie
so
gave it a
cute.
nudge,
And
yeah,
Jamie,
yeah.
Jamie was sawing off Sean's toes, shoes, like his big toe out of his shoes.
Yeah.
So there's so many people that help out and support. So,
So
thank
many
you so much.
memories, yeah.
Well, I think the big shout out to Gavin and Adele. They're there for the whole time as well.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
Gav would have been, and you would have seen him out on course. I think another big shout out to Bon Jovi at the turnaround.
Bon
That
Jovi was out
fantastic.
there.
I really appreciated
And
him
again-
coming there and saying he's halfway there.
Gav and you, the same. Like Gav just does it with a big passion and love for it. And he's
Yeah,
just
he
always
does.
moving and always making.
Yeah.
And like again, without people like Gav and you, Brett, like it doesn't happen. So yeah, it's huge.
And I just want to say, hopefully next New Year's Eve we have had our we have a answer regarding Save Our Glasshouse Mountains.
Yeah.
And but stay tuned because there's other things that we're talking about what we want to do with the glass house.
yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
So-
Yes, actually.
Yeah,
Do we want to just summarise anything? I think we just did.
we did.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, guys. We will
Have
see
a great
you
2026.
at Biwa at night if you
Get
come.
2026 in a headlock and give it.
Yes,
Yes,
give it.
get it.
All
Look
right.
after each other.
Okay. Bye now.
See you guys.
Bye. There you go.